What's going on, New Gaming Order? We are in our final segment, which is our weekly gaming news, aka the PSA segment. So, in the interest of trying to finish up a little early today, I'm going to start my PSAs and we're going to go across the line. We're going to try not to do too many in terms of like if one person has one or two, we'll hit that. But I'm going to touch on Street Fighter V. A piece of news that was on Event Hubs. They're talking about Street Fighter V will not feature on-disc DLC. Gee, I wonder why. Considering all the bad juju that Capcom was shooing out for the longest time, I wonder why they're not doing on-disc DLC, which has been their thing. That's been their rhythm for so long. And I just want to ask everybody, why do you think Capcom went this route? Is it because of the Sony partnership? Or something else?
Tekken Cross Street Fighter, plain and simple.
Damn gyms.
But so you don't think Sony had anything to do with like, hey, we're giving you money to make sure this is done right, you know?
No, do you remember? It was just like straight up backlash. Like, you remember how much hell like Capcom caught for the like when people discovered that the extra characters were on the disc and you were just simply downloading an initialization file to initialize them from the disc. Like, they caught all kinds of hell from that, from Tekken Cross Street Fighter. And I don't think Sony or Capcom wanted a repeat of that, especially with this game being an exclusive to the Sony platform. Like, because if they caught that kind of negativity off of a game that they're paying so much to have developed, they would essentially drive a lot of people away from the Street Fighter franchise.
So they had to really play nice to the consumer, so to speak, even though that move was... It is what it is. Okay, so with that also, and NYC Playboy might like this, the specs were also released for Street Fighter V PC. The minimum, like so far they're saying you need at least Windows 7 64-bit. Minimum processor is the Intel iCore 4160 at 3.6 meg.
Core i5. Core.
Yeah, pretty bare minimum, but it's recommended that you have i5 4690K at 3.5 gigahertz.
What about the AMD specs?
I think they're just giving the general baseline, because I'm looking at the RAM. They're saying 6 gig DDR3 minimum, but recommended 8 gig DDR3.
Dude, if you're operating with less than 8 gig these days, 8 gig is standard. If you're operating with less than 8 gig, you better be using like an office computer or something.
Yeah. Okay. And then the graphics card, they're saying the minimum NVIDIA GTX 480 or higher. For NVIDIA, what was it? There's another one, the GTX 570. The 670, but what's recommended is the GTX 960. So if you're running a little low, you know, it's not like Street Fighter 4 where it wasn't resource hungry.
Right.
You might want to start upgrading. So I know Playboy.
I have PAL 10K, so he's good.
Okay, so he's already good to go.
Yeah, I have a GDDR5 2 gig of RAM card, so I'm straight.
and also DirectX 11 minimum for DirectX version.
I'm good.
Okay.
Well, it's just like, okay, just have the latest version of DirectX.
Yeah,
Okay.
apparently, my cousin is asking, what about AMD?
The AMD specs, I don't see them right now.
Let's say Radeon 570.
What, say again?
Radeon 570.
Okay, I think I have that in my other laptop. I can still play Street Fighter on the old HP, but they didn't put anything with the ATI cards yet. So that the specs I'm reading right now, they're from Event Hubs. I can put the link, matter of fact, for you guys to check out right now in the chat. But Yeah, that's what you'll be needing going forward to play Street Fighter V on the PC. And also, Phase 2 of the beta, which is going to include the PC, will have crossplay. So I'll be able to play it on the PS4 and my PC, and be able to do some dual streaming with that, and do some comparison videos too. So that's something else to look out for. So that covers my first PSA, but I want to give Dmizzle something. Anything in the gaming news that you want to chime on real quick?
Well, this ties into the game that I've been playing lately, Mad Max. I just beat it last night, and I loved the game. I thought it was great. And what I want to get into is the disparity between the mainstream gaming media reviews and the fan reaction to the game. Because if you look at the mainstream gaming reviews, the average scores has been between 5.5 to 7, and the average player review, if you look on Steam, has been 8s and 9s, and
that goes hand in hand, Dmizzle, with the podcast we had talked about trusting certain people's reviews on Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain.
But here's the thing: I can explain the disparity, because if you're a fan of the Mad Max lore like I am, this is the perfect Mad Max game because it gets the world right. And other post-apocalyptic games like Fallout, like Borderlands, even though it's a post-apocalyptic setting, the world is very populated. There's a lot to do in the world.
Mm-hmm.
In Mad Max, if you've watched any Mad Max movie beyond the first one, if you've watched Road Warrior, if you've watched Beyond Thunderdome, if you've watched Fury Road, you realize that there's very little left in the world of Mad Max outside of car gangs and warlords, and the game perfectly illustrates that. So it gets that right 100%. The problem is that even though it gets the lore and the world of the movie right, for some people it doesn't translate over into a good game, because people want content. They want things to do within this world. And this truly hits home the point of post-apocalyptic world. There's very little resources. There's very little humanity in the world.
Yeah.
There's very little of anything beyond the point A to B things.
And Dmizzle, you and I were talking about that before we went on the air. I guess it looks good in a movie. It might look good in an anime, but may not transfer well into a game, so to speak. Because if it's so spaced out, the expectation of playing a game is to get in there and play. I don't know. I'll
tell you the exact problem. The analog to this game is the first Assassin's Creed. A lot of people's well, there's this big ass world, but there's nothing to do in it. And that's what this game suffers for. But in this game, it's done intentionally because that's how the lore of the world is. Whereas in Assassin's Creed, that's a programming flaw or a flaw with the game design of itself. Okay. And also, a lot of people are well, Mad Max generally doesn't have a story that's where that you get behind Mad Max and you feel for what he's doing. If you, again, the game plays true to the lore, and that Mad Max is trying to find peace, inner peace, and a lot of things come between that on his goal to find peace, because his wife and his daughter died in the first movie. And I'm not talking about Fury Road, because I know a lot of people have only seen Fury Road, and that's the fourth Mad Max movie and not the first.
Now, let me ask you, so it wasn't a reboot, it's
a continuation of the series.
Okay, gotcha. And I heard it was nothing but action. It was just
yeah, it's literally a 2.5 long hour car chase scene, and that's great. There are scenes like that in the game, doesn't take up, but the entirety of the game is an adventure game. And
I think if the people who watch Fury Road might be like expecting Fury Road in the game. Right. I think that's
there is vehicular car combat in the game with vehicles like you see in the movie, but that's like a very, very small chunk of the actual game itself. Like there are quests that involve car combat like the movie, but it's not like long drawn out like the movie is. And the last thing is, it's like Mad Max he's not like an irredeemable character because the entire world is made to be irredeemable. There are very few actual good people in the world of Mad Max, and the game hammers home this point very well. Like everybody is simply out to survive. That's the theme of Mad Max.
And Fist of the North Star, which is kind of like taking Bruce Lee, taking Bruce Lee and Mad Max and making them one character, and you got Kishido. You know? Yeah,
Fist of the North Star draws heavily from like all these games and movies that are popular, like Borderlands and Fallout, Fist of the North Star, all draw their inspiration from Mad Max.
Yep.
Now you know what?
They should have put something that happened to Auntie Enmity, because I'm sorry, people were expecting that or something, or nothing.
But you know what? To Mad Max's credit, I didn't even know that game was coming out, and then to see how good it looks, that looks like a really high level AAA title, and that was, if there was a sleeper hit award for VGA awards coming later in the year, it's like, man, Mad Max should take it. You know what I mean? I'm going to purchase it later on because it's just, you know.
Like overall, I would give the game like an 8 out of 10 because it is a very engaging game. It's a very long game if you go through like all the missions on it. If you just go straight through the main mission, it's like a 10-hour game. But if you play all the side quests and stuff and build your character up and build your car up, it's a 40+ hour game.
And you know what? Shout out to Tough Nerd Toys, Danae. He's been playing Mad Max pretty hard too. So you know, if I know that something caught Danae's old behind's attention and he's liking it, then I know it's good, because it's hard to please him, considering that the way games are made now have changed. It's just that quick flash in the pan, let me get your money. Whereas Mad Max, it's a world that you have to be engrossed in. You know, so I'll definitely check that out. And Dmizzle, if you do a separate review for that, or if you know, we can chunk off some of this, you can stick that on your channel.
Yeah, I would just recommend watching the Mad Max films before you get into this game, because you definitely need, like, without the Mad Max films backing this game, like, yeah, you'll get it, but it's not an enjoyable experience. If you watch the films, like all 4 films, Mad Max, Road Warrior, Beyond Thunderdome, and Fury Road, because the game chronologically takes place after Fury Road, it's a great experience. It could essentially be another entry into the Mad Max lore. That's how great it is.
And to answer Epic Spice's question, Dmizzle, he said, is it like the movie or a separate game from Fury Road? This is a different story from Fury Road.
It's a continuation it takes place after Fury Road. Yeah, because it does make reference to events that did happen in Fury Road in the game.
Okay, gotcha. So, Dmizzle, that was a hell of a PSA, aka review, which we haven't had. We're still waiting for the Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain review from Nelson and Kissimmee, but once that stuff is straight, that's I really appreciate that. Thank you, Dmizzle.
All right, no problem.
And Takuma, anything in the gaming news? I know you're just getting back. If you don't have one, that's fine. We could just give Nelson your turn.
News from our underground and other sources. Can't really name them. Next upcoming characters that you may see that pop up in Street Fighter will be either Alex, Urine. There were talks about Shin. And one of those 3, you may see a trailer of Akuma.
Okay,
you can't skate.
But they did say there's only 2 classic characters. There's 1 new character that's going to be revealed. I think all the alpha characters already been revealed so far. You know.
Yeah. Yes.
And apparently there's supposed to be 13 additional characters going forward as the game. As the game progresses, even though you may not see the big roster come out yet, as it gets close to the release date, you may see like a trailer that may give you like 3 characters or 4 or something like that. So just be on the lookout for it. But when Alex pop up, that's gonna start a whole other controversy. I can't wait for that. So I'll wait for him to pop up. Alex, Gil, Urian,
when Urian pops up, there's gonna be so many Third Strike nightmares.
Why don't we just call this game what it is for real? Let's just call it Street Fighter Alpha 4.
Alpha 4, Alpha Fourth Strike. Let's call it that because they pushed Karen in there. But you know what? These other characters, like for instance, you got Nash or Charlie in there. You can't. It's kind of hard to have Charlie in there without Guile or an Abel. Now that Abel has been discovered to be one of the Seth robot bodies or nano bodies, it's like, okay, does his story end? What about Juri? Juri has beef with Bison. Like, hey, she
coming back. I don't know why they're putting her in 5, but there's a good chance that she's gonna pop up in 5.
She is an intricate part of the story. Abel, there's a lot of people that have to come back for the sheer merit of the story. So
I'm still praying that Guy makes it back. I'm still praying for that. But
I don't think the final 5 characters are gonna have a
me neither. That's what I'm kind of afraid of. Like, damn.
They need to bring Hagar in finally to complete the final fight characters and Street Fighter theme.
Well,
Ono, because you got Hagar.
But Ono was like, Hagar and Zangief are 2 alike. But if you see in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, they look like they could be made different. They can be made different. So it's just, I don't know. You stuck Birdie in there, and I don't think anybody really wanted Birdie right off the bat. But
I wanted Birdie. I wanted Birdie.
But you called it though, and I was just like, Takuma don't know what you're talking about. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, damn. Well, I'll be damned. Takuma was right. So, all right.
But I knew Karn was gonna come out, and now they talk about Karn and some type of new rushdown character. So I'm like, all right, just please bring back Guy. If you don't, then I understand. But if they put Sakura in over Guy, I'm gonna be really upset.
But you see, you got the beef with Karen and Sakura, so it's like, you can't not have them in there. And if Sakura does come back, just like that radical redesign for Ken, they need to have something to progress. Like Karen looked like a college student now.
Make her grow the fuck up. She can only be in high school for so goddamn long.
Yeah,
if y'all didn't see it already, if y'all already know by now, Ryu can start parrying, move before he goes to the super. So people have been really figuring out already. So he's really third strike-ish, so to speak.
Ryu is a heavy hitter. Like I was playing the beta extensively, and man, there's some shenanigans. Like when he goes into his dungeon mode, like they wait for you to jump, they'll stop time, go into dungeon mode, and you have a second to throw the Dungeon Hadouken or like a bunch of EXs.
Yeah, go look up Pikachu Akuma and you'll see what I'm talking about. Because he was using Rigo. I'm like, oh Jesus, already? I'm like, it was only a matter of time. He's so well focused before someone figures it out. I was like, it's only a matter of time. So that's all I got for my PSAs.
Alright, and Nelson, last but not least, bring us home, man. We're doing good with time. We're like half hour early.
That about me, but I have nothing. Go ahead.
Oh, my bad.
I have nothing. Go ahead.
All right.
Tag.
No, we here. I'm like,
Tag. Well, just to quickly go over some topics because there's not really much to talk on when it comes to PSAs. Apparently, games with gold for the Xbox One and the 360 as of October will be, I think, Valiant Hearts: The Great War for Xbox One from the 1st to the 31st, which is free. The Walking Dead, the entire Season 1 is from October 16th to November 15th for the Xbox One.
I'm going to get that.
For the 360, you also get The Walking Dead Season 1 from the 16th to the 31st. And from the 1st to the 15th, you'll get Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes, which I honestly think is a waste of fucking time to put it on the previous gen. But,
that's why Microsoft keeps beating themselves up in terms of sales. Like, stop Stop. It's time to cut support.
Yeah.
What about the PlayStation? What are their free games this month?
Well, I'm about to look into it right now as I talk about other little things. If you guys haven't already noticed, I believe 12 a.m. today, for people who have pre-ordered NBA 2K16, should be able to play it early if you guys got it digitally.
Dmizzle, is that you?
Nah, I got a physical copy, so it'll be Saturday for me.
All right.
Yeah, so he can go get it at the store and whatnot, and he'll be good. Apparently, they rolled out a 1.01 update for the game for people who did get it early, so they could get a head start on the updated roster, who's currently injured and so forth.
Dang, injuring people. What?
No, I mean, because some people they start out the new year and blah blah blah, and they're just injured. There's nothing really. Nothing you can really do. Same thing with football, like how the Giants had a lot of injuries, but they still had to go on.
Let's not talk about my team right now.
Stupid ass Jason Pierre-Paul blowing his damn hand off like fucking.
And why he gotta be one of mine? Why he gotta be one of mine? Dumb. I'll cuss him out in Creole right now.
He got his Peter Griffin on, yo.
Come on, let's go. Let's curse him out in Creole. Me and you together.
Okay, hold on. I am trying to figure out.
Fucking guy, man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Okay, this is just like I said. This is just rumors at the moment because no one has like official. There's no official Sony blog posting about
Yeah, I'm looking for their game.
Right now, I believe it might be Super Meat Boy coming out for the PlayStation 4 and the Vita.
Super Chris Boy. What?
Possibly Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which I think is retarded. 3/4 Home Extended Edition. I don't know what the fuck that is. And I think that's it as far as I can see. Again, this is a rumor. I honestly can't say if it is or is not. What it is. Let's see. Blazblue Chrono Phantasma Extend is coming to PC January 2016 for your PC fighters.
Okay, Chris, on your knees, might be jumping on that.
So there's no more excuse now for Blazblue fans that are wanting it for the PC. You guys can get your fill next year in January.
Well, PC is getting all the good stuff. They got KI and Street Fighter 5. You can't go wrong with the PC right now. Why did Rusev get shell shocked like that? Unbelievable.
For people who has not noticed, Pokemon Tournament arcade cabinets are over here in Times Square of Manhattan in New York. If you guys are living in the regional area, you could go to Dave & Buster's and play the actual Pokemon tournament cabinets. With
Nelson, I gotta go there and check it out. That Pokemon looks kind of dope.
So I don't know how
I ain't gonna lie.
I don't know how long the time frame is for it to be there because apparently those two cabinets came directly from the Tokyo Game Show.
All right.
So I have no idea. Also, there has been one spotted in SoCal. I really don't know the name of the place, but it has been spotted there recently. Just trying to see if there's anything else. I guess that's it, unless if you guys have any idea what Project X Zone is for the Nintendo 3DS, which is what was that shit? Namco X Capcom. If anyone has remembered that game for the original PlayStation 2.
It's like a spiritual spin-off.
Right.
To that.
So apparently
that was a good game.
Apparently they just added 2 new characters, Rio and Estelle from Tales of Vesperia is now featured in the game. So the game is growing in its expansion of characters from Capcom and Namco as well.
That Namco X Capcom, that game was fucking awesome, bro.
So
that was a good game, but to localize it might have been a bitch. You know what I mean?
It's not hard to localize it if you guys are part of PC Master Race. They have translation files that you can get, and you can make them whatever language you want.
But did that game never came on to PC? Did it?
The Namco X Capcom?
Yeah.
No, you will have to. I don't want to say on air, but get it by different means and change the file of the text. Yeah.
All right. So I guess with that concludes this installment.
Unless if you want to bring up the little project that we was talking about earlier today.
No. You know what? I'm gonna refrain from putting that on the live stuff I'll tell you why later because.
Well, unless you want me to bring up the other stuff, the combo thingy, we could talk about that actually.
Oh yeah,
all right. So, quick announcement that me and Alex was discussing offline.
Disgusting.
Shut up. We're gonna actually extend. Let me mute this stupid phone. We're actually gonna extend the wrestling portion of our show because due to the high numbers that we've been pulling from SummerSlam and now Night of Champions, we're probably gonna be doing a segment, maybe Saturday, maybe Sunday. We're not really too concrete on the day yet, but we're gonna probably do a weekly wrap up of Raw, Main Event, NXT, and SmackDown.
Now, Dmizzle, you're invited to that if you'd like to be a part of that project. And then,
right,
you know...
I'll join in.
Yeah, so, I mean, that'll be like a joint venture between Free Play Mode and New Gaming Order. And since we did such numbers, you know, it's only fitting that, you know...
we expand and make it grow. And lastly, the thing I actually wanted to talk about is we want to start getting more involved with our fan base, the community that we have made on YouTube and made on Twitch, which we're still growing currently. And we want to have probably weekly challenges or probably maybe combo videos to have you guys be more participating. Like, for an example, the new Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition just dropped for, you know, multiple consoles, and I would like to see some of you guys do combo videos in the Bloody Palace and go all out and send us a video response or a submission so we can actually
start giving out prizes.
Yeah.
You know what? I got a challenge for all the viewers out there. I'll whoop all your asses in Killer Instinct, and I'll record it. So if you beat me, I will post it on my YouTube channel.
And yeah, and if he loses, I'm gonna rub it in. So
alright, so mind you heard him say it live. Free Play Mode, Dmizzle said that he can whoop anyone's ass, so that's including staff. So I'll take you on that challenge.
Alright,
can I be the hype man? Can I be the hype man?
You got the gamer tag for all you seeking this challenge out there is Dmizzle for Rizzle. That's DMIZZLE, the number 4 RIZZLE, and that's on Xbox Live. So shoot me a friend request. I got 1,000 slots open, so your challenge is being looked forward to.
And
you know what? I'm gonna be sitting there instigating like a mother.
So
Me
that
too.
challenge has been.
I'll be a booster cable.
that challenge has been thrown out there, but I will start this week going into the next podcast, which will be October 1st. I would like to challenge anyone who has a next-gen console, whether if it's an Xbox One or a PlayStation 4. Find the best fighting game that you're a part of, whatever there's an MKX, whether if it's Kings of Fighters, whether if it's Killer Instinct,
Come to Street Fighter fanboys.
Do your highest potential combo video or best like exhibition video and send us a video response to the New Gaming Order channel, and we'll put the top 3 videos up for showcasing, and you know, we'll probably give out prizes along the way once we get the user's actual name for the video.
I should do my my guy got him videos.
So it is definitely a challenge for this week. If anyone does not answer the call, it's okay, you know. It's fine, I guess, but I would like to start from now on to, you know, get a little bit more fan input, more fan participation with that. And then with the other project, we'll hold off on it until Alex and I are gonna, you know, confirm that this will be, you know, brought on.
Yeah, because I still have to go through the file that you sent me, and like I said, I was busy today, so yeah, it was some stuff. But with that, New Gaming Order, thank you for checking us out. Thank you to Dmizzle, Takuma, and Playboy for joining us on short notice. You know, Dmizzle has been very helpful with us, and make sure you know our audience, those of you in the chat, check out Free Play Mode's YouTube page. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe to that. You know, most of our audience members are kind of, you know, cross viewing, so to speak. So, you know, sending support his way, you know, valued asset to this broadcast. And with that, New Gaming Order, I draw this to a close. Check us out next week. We have On Your Knees. He won't be doing the streaming tomorrow night, so someone we'll pick up for him. But Saturday morning TV, and then whatever goes on after that. So rate, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace.